All right. So, how are you today, Emily?
I'm well, thank you. It's been a crazy day with like social media down and everything.
Right? Yeah, I thought it was just me, and then
Me too.
I just realized I'm just way older than I thought I was.
I had to go on Twitter to see what was going on. I was like, Twitter, what's happening?
I guess like in social media years, I'm like 80 years old because I couldn't figure it out.
No.
But yeah, other than social media, your earrings are amazing. I love those
Oh,
things.
thank you so much.
Like I love the earrings, the necklace, your whole thing going on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was like, I gotta look semi nice. I have to like get out and do something.
Well, it's so nice to meet you. I appreciate you taking time to speak with me. And I obviously we're going to talk a lot about Ember.
Okay.
But I'm curious when you initially had spoken with Bernie to get started with this season, how far ahead of season 4 was it that you started getting in talks for this character?
For season, like how far ahead, like the show, was it planned yet? Or
Yes, yes, yeah. Because I guess I'm a little bit more familiar with the show's timeline than some other viewers. But I mean, I assume I don't think you were involved in season 3 or
I
anything.
was not, no. I I didn't really know about the show up until July of like this year. So that's when like I auditioned for it, and that's like when we kind of started talking about Ember, and then that's just sort of when it happened, really.
So she is it a coincidence that her name is close to your name
I,
with the M?
I don't know, because when I first auditioned for Ember, her name was not Ember. I completely forgot what her name was. So I'm like, I wonder if they changed it because it's close to my name. Same thing with Jay's name too.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
well,
I'm cool with it.
well, I love it. It, are you hearing an echo?
I'm not. Are you hearing
Okay,
one?
I think it went away. It went away. Just
Okay,
making
cool.
sure we're all good. So let's talk about the motion capture that you do for Ember. I talked to Jay a little bit about it, and he said that this is his first experience with motion capture. Have you ever used this kind of technology in a previous role?
No, I've never used this kind of technology at all. It was like the first time me and Jay tried it, it was like, whoa, like this is something completely different. Cause like it catches every bit of your facial expressions most of the times. And you're just like there'll be times where I like make like I'll like want to like scratch my face and I just see Ember going like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot do that on the live. Let me remember not to scratch my head on live. But yeah, no, this is my first time using like motion capture. And it's like it's crazy because the people behind it, they do so much work that I'm like always in awe of them. Like I'll be like, my person isn't doing this. They'll be like, just click a couple buttons and they got it done. And I'm like, you guys are amazing.
Do you get to see Ember's animation at all? Because everything's happening live.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very interactive. So there's so much happening. Jay was kind of telling me about the different screens you guys have.
Yeah.
But I know you guys don't see the chat. And you guys don't hear the music. So I was curious if you guys see your reactionary AI animation while you're doing it or not.
We do see ourselves. The only thing that makes it hard is like you can look at yourself, but it looks really weird when you're just looking at yourself. So half the time, I don't know how Jay does it, but like I'll like have my eyes set to him and whoever the center screen is, and I'll look at them most of the times just so like I can't really like, because if I'm just looking at myself, my character is going to be like a little bit off from like where her focal point should be. But I
Right.
can if I want to. I just like, I feel like if I look at myself too much, I'll overthink everything I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, have you ever done any voice acting? I know you didn't do any motion capture, but as far as like the delivery, it's a little bit different when you're doing animation than it would be for a live action role. Um, did you have any voice acting in the past, or do you feel like there's some kind of role that you've done or training you had that helped you with this specific experience?
Yeah, I haven't, I've never done like something professionally voice acting wise. Like I've auditioned for stuff with like voice acting and stuff like that. But um originally when I auditioned for this role, I don't know how Jay did it, but like for me, I didn't know it was going to be a voiceover kind of like, say I didn't, they didn't tell us that it was going to be this until like we booked the role and they were like, oh, this is what it is, just letting you know. But I've never really done voice acting before, but I watch like a lot of like cartoons and I watch like a ton of like animes and things like that. So I kind of had an idea of like what they expected from Ember and like what her tone would be. And it's been really fun. Like I hope I get to do more of this work, honestly.
Is there, so your AI, Ember, is Team
Yeah.
Nova, which
Mhm.
I am Team Nova, but
Yes.
and I feel bad because here's the thing: I love Dante and Steven both, but
Yeah.
I feel bad because I'm such a big Zuko Rufio fan, so
Yeah.
it's hard for me to go against him. But I want to know if you have met Stephen Chang, the um, Sebastian, the person who is kind of in charge of your AI, I guess you could say. Have
I'm
you?
so sad I haven't met him.
No. Okay.
No.
So Jay had said that he's going to be meeting Dante this week in episode 3. Is there something happening with Sebastian this week as well, or do you not know that?
I just got the script last night, so I haven't gotten to it. That's what I was going to do after this. So it'll be a surprise for both of us. I hope that I do get to meet Dante this week. That would be really amazing because I haven't like met anybody at all. Like I want to meet everybody, honestly. I want to meet Sebastian, all of them, but I can't answer that right now, unfortunately. But I will get back to you with that because I am about to read the script right now
Well,
because
you got to do your homework.
I
So,
know. Yeah.
so you have the have you ever been involved in a Twitch project, or maybe not even a Twitch project, but anything that is as interactive as this and as reactionary to the audience?
No, I've never been involved in anything like this. And it's really fun too, because like if we go back and watch it, like you read all the comments, you're like, I wish I could respond to you while I'm performing, but like I can't even see what the comments are. And it's really fun to see people like really get into it and like interact with like different teams and be like, I'm Team Nova, I'm Team Ouroboros. And it's like I've never experienced anything like this before. And it makes going live so much more fun too, because it's like almost like I'm getting set up to like I don't know, because we have a mic in our ear whenever we're like performing. And like every now and then somebody will like laugh at something the chat says, and like we get like a little glimpse of that, but like that's about it.
So, do you, for something that I had asked Jay, is as far as Ember's traits and personality goes, not everything about Ember was decided, up front.
Yeah.
The even now the audience is going to have an effect on how things go forward with her. But as far as the personality of the AI, how much of that is reflective of your own personality versus like what are the biggest differences between you and Ember?
I feel like Ember is like some similarities that we both have is we're both very expressive. So that's always like really helpful when I am playing Ember because it's like that's something we connect with. And we're both like kind of just like, we're just excited to do things half the time. Like Ember was just excited to play this game. And I don't give any spoilers, but like after like they found out what it was, she's like, are you kidding me right now? Like I was just really happy about this, which I feel like I can connect with her a lot where it's like, we both are very happy people and we both, well, she's not human, but we're both very happy all the time. And we're both just excited to get things done and to be a part of something. Um, the only thing I think that me and Ember, like, there's a couple things that me and Ember, I feel like do have a lot of differences is that like she can be overly empathetic sometimes, I feel like. And I feel like in a way that might be almost her downfall. And she has a very, very like almost like a short fuse where like things will get to her really fast and she really lets it get to her. That's something that like I've noticed with her character most times is like especially as we keep going with the script and like the choices that we make, she like lets small things really get to her sometimes.
So that's really interesting. Now, for the actual character facets, let's say because it is an AI,
Mm-hmm.
something else I asked Jay is, let's say they swap your personality for Ember, and the AI's personality were to change, maybe to something more like Kai or something
Yeah.
completely different. Is that a challenge that you feel like you could tackle with no problem? Like, is there something specific that you feel like you would be like some kind of something that would kind of scare you from from doing, whether it be too serious or some kind of different delivery? Because I feel like your personality is kind of bubbly. So far, just from meeting you, it feels like your voice and your general attitude lends really well to the demeanor of Ember.
Yeah.
So, in a very long and confusingly worded question, if Ember's
If it
personality
flipped,
were to change or they were to flip, is that something you think you could handle, or is it something that would scare you?
I think I could definitely, from a performance aspect, I think I could handle it. I don't know if like from an audience, I don't know if the audience would respond well to Ember having that character flip though, if that makes sense. I don't know
Right.
if that makes sense. Because I feel like what makes Ember so like what people like about Ember, at least from like what I've gotten, is that they like how she's just like kind of fiery and like just like overly excited about everything. So I think if that like if both our characters were to flip, I feel like Ember would come off a lot differently, almost a little bit more mature in a way. And like it would be a challenge for sure. I think it would be a challenge, but I mean, kind of would be fun too.
Right, and it's a really off the wall question, but I mean, when
Yeah.
they're AIs, you never know what's going to happen.
You don't,
Uh,
and that's and the audience has so much power as well that they can change literally anything at any given second, like or any given moment too. So if like that was ever like one of like the choices was to like switch Ember's personality, that would be like it would be hard, but it would also be like really fun too in a way.
so, with some of the things that the audience has chosen already, and you've only been, season four, I think, has only had 3 episodes so far.
Yeah.
But in those episodes, did is there anything that you feel like you I'm sorry, I kind of lost track of
No, you're
what I
fine.
was going to say. In the 3 episodes that you have been a part of, is there anything that the audience like had chosen or chosen not to go with that you would have rather seen? Like, for instance, um, like when they give you like power ups or whatever. I think Ember has rats is her
Yes.
so things like that. Is
Yeah.
that the one that you were hoping for, or is it just something that you embrace once the rats happen?
I think okay, so for the first time we did it, I was really excited because like I was like, I really hope they pick Halo for Ember. I really hope they and they picked the Halo, and I was like, yeah, and I got to press that Halo button. Um, I was a little bit like, dang, we didn't get Dr. Ruby, but then we won the next episode, and that was like really cool. But the Rat Pack was so funny because it was like the first episode, and it was like our first time going live, and I just hear my little earpiece. They're like, "Oh my god, they just named themselves the Rat Pack," and I was like, "This is so cute." I was actually really excited about that. And then the next day, like when we went in and like well not next day, next week, we went in and I noticed like on my character's desk, she has a rat. And I was like, I'm here for this. I have embraced this rat notion that because I mean like when I went into the first episode, I didn't think of rats at all. And then all of a sudden they became the Rat Pack. So I really embraced that one a lot. That one was a lot of fun.
So that was probably a pretty good first experience of exactly how zany this show can be.
Yeah, it really was. But the Rat Pack, they go strong. I was like a really big fan of that name.
Had you ever worked with Bernie prior to this? Because he's very innovative in all of his projects. I mean, there's a reason that he wins so many awards.
I know.
Is this the first time you guys are collaborating together?
Yeah, this is the first time I worked with Bernie, and it's honestly such a blessing and honor too, because it's like, I mean, it's consecutive work and it's also fun. Like I was telling my manager actually, I was like, I am so lucky and fortunate that I get to be stressed out about things I love versus being stressed out about things I don't want to do. It's like such a blessing. So working with Bernie has been so much fun too. And he's a vegan, so whenever like we all like order food, because I'm also a vegan, I'm like, if I don't know what I'm gonna get, I'm like, Bernie, what are you gonna get?
I'll take the
Yeah.
same. I'll have the same. That's awesome. Yeah, Bernie's an archetype. I guess I should probably go vegan too. Like everything that dude does is
This
pretty
show is
solid.
like
So
insane too. Like
yeah.
I have never like I mean you've played video games, which is like, you play video games and it's like almost like you get to kind of choose your own adventure sometimes in video games. Or like when you read books and you get to flip to like the pages. Like those are so much fun. So like doing this on Twitch with people who are like as because I feel like most Twitch users are probably really into video games as well.
Hmm.
So I feel like this is such a good show to have on Twitch because it's like they could be a part of it. I don't know. I would have never thought to make this. It's crazy.
Would you, so are you, is it something that you think you would embrace, this medium, this interactive medium, to where you could take on other roles, even if they're just straight up live action and not doing the motion capture and the dialogue for? Is that something where you would be interested in exploring other audience driven shows?
Yes, but I feel like it would be very hard. Like what we're like, it's a very difficult thing to do. I feel like sometimes, even as with motion capture, because it's like so much to memorize in such little time, and it's a lot of like stress. So I would definitely consider doing it again in like a couple months after this one is done.
That's a good point. So, is there anything else that you would like to mention about artificial or any of your other projects that you'd like to plug before I wrap?
Well, right now I'm only working on artificial, so I hope everybody tunes in on Thursday to watch it, you know?
Awesome. And then, is there any social media that you, I mean, once computers work again, is there any social media that you want fans to follow you on or find you on?
Yeah, so I mostly just use Instagram and it's at Emily Morales Cabrera, just my name.
Okay, awesome. And